Hey guys, Fazzy back here, and it's time for episode 15 of our Pittsburgh Penguins franchise mode here in NHL 25. And spoilers for the last one, if you guys did miss it, unfortunately we did lose in the Stanley Cup Finals in Game 7 to the Minnesota Wild in overtime. It's an absolute heartbreaker, as it looks like that is unfortunately going to be it for this core. If we go to expiring contracts here, you'll see that Crosby, he is actually up slightly from what he was, up to an 85, but you go down to Carlson, who's at 81, probably going to just let him go. Malkin's at a 79, and all these guys will continue to drop. So it does suck to see that we weren't able to really be a winner here with Malkin and Crosby, but it is what it is. Let's go jump into the NHL entry draft, and let's see what we are going to do here today. Definitely want to unload some pieces of this core as we do look to enter definitely a retool / rebuild. We might still be competitive. I don't know. So sorting by overall, Martone Moore is not going to be re-signed. We can definitely look to unload his rights. McCann's an interesting one. 32, very good cost control deal. Even Hagel, I might look to move him. Even Anderson. These are guys you look to have on your team when you're really looking to go for a Stanley Cup, which for the next few years, I don't think we are. Obviously, we still want to have some of the veteran mentality on this team, but some of these players can definitely probably go somewhere else at this point. So first off, I'm looking at Jared McCann. He's been amazing for us, up to an 87 overall, 71 points, followed by a 68-point season. In the playoffs, he was really clutch, 21 points, 22 games this last run. I don't know, I just don't think it really makes sense to hold on to him at 32. If we can ship him off to a contender, we can get a pretty valuable asset back for him. Honestly, something I'm definitely looking to do here. So let me go and take a look around the league. I'll see if I can find a trade that makes some sense. Alright, so this is what we're looking at. Jared McCann, 4 years left, 6.6 million. We know everything about him. Been amazing. He's been a great stud on that first line for us. In exchange, I'm looking to try and get the 8th overall pick from Edmonton. This makes sense for a couple of reasons. You go to Edmonton's forward core. They obviously have Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid. Zach Hyman is a pending UFA, and they have Nuge. Outside of that, it's just low 80s. They really do need some help on the forward core, so adding McCann would definitely do that. They are also a conservative buyer. Let's see. What do you guys say for the 8th overall pick? Trade rejected. Okay. Let's see if we can add a little bit to this trade. Draft pick wise, we don't have a ton in this year's draft, which sucks. Try a 6th. Still trade rejected. Do we have any unsigned rookie prospects? If we have some lower end ones, I'll just throw them a few. Like Nicholas there, a couple of the bottom 6 guys. What do you say to that now, Edmonton? Proposed trade, still trade rejected. It is close to quite fair value though. So can we throw that 6th on and still be good? 191 to Edmonton, and trade accepted. Thank you, Jared McCann, for your service here in Pittsburgh, but you will now be playing with Connor McDavid. Very glad we ended up doing this with the team in the West as well. Do not want to have to face Jared McCann all the time and have him come back to bite us if we do end up making a run at some point. So enjoy your time at Edmonton. We do have pick number 8. So what is available right now? Take a look at the draft board. So Zanetta there, the sniper. There is definitely still medium elites all the way down. I honestly kind of want to move up again though. My eyes on Maddox Schultz. He's supposed to be either 1 or 2 in the real NHL draft in 2028. The Sharks have pick 4 on the block. We're not going to get 2 from the Wings. That'd be interesting to talk to San Jose. Let's see. What do you guys have to say about pick number 4? So we'll give you pick number 8. That'll be a ton of the value right there. And what else can we throw on? We still do have our first. I don't want to move that. What else can we move here in this deal? Maybe Anderson? I don't know. Claeson's staying, Koivunen's staying. Ponomarev, honestly. If that got it to go through, that would be great, but too many skaters. So Detroit makes their pick. Zanetta goes 80 overall, medium elite sniper, very good pick. San Jose, what else can we offer you here? So 8. What other value do we have? Pickering's obviously staying. Anderson at this point, like 29, he's on a really, really good contract. Would like to hold on to him, but if we're going for a cup, that's the kind of guy we look to acquire. And at this point, we definitely aren't. So I threw him in there. can we get some more picks back from you guys? So we can get, I want a second in 2030, and then maybe just give me a bad expiring contract just to make this go through. So who do you guys have here? Going down, Tyler Toffoli, perfect, 6.3 million to 78. We will obviously not be re-signing him. Honestly, we might be able to get a little bit more out of this deal. Value is still on our side. Can we get like a third rounder this year, add to our draft picks? 67 on there for Anderson, and a first, 8th overall for 4th. Trade is rejected. Can we just make that a lower pick? Maybe make it like a 5th or something? Try a 5th round pick from San Jose, and trade accepted. There we go. So Anderson, again, thank you for your time here in Pittsburgh, but I think it'll be good moving up here for Maddox Schultz. Stillman, 81 overall there. Great pick from, who was that? Florida? I didn't even see. So we have Ruse, Liam Pugh, and Maddox Schultz. Schultz just kind of jumps out to me. NHL ready Patty Kane. 44 goals, 46 assists, playing for Regina. 90, 72, 41, and 20 points. I think he's going to be the guy. Supposed to, like I said, go number 1 or number 2 overall in real life. Maddox Schultz come down to Pittsburgh, and 79 overall, medium elite playmaker. Hopefully can be the future face of the franchise down the middle for us. Overall looking pretty good. Shot definitely needs some help, but outside of that, definitely a pretty good prospect. So going to pick 31 here. What else happened here in the remaining of the first round? So Ruse, 81. Okay, so he was actually pretty good. Decent amount of medium elites going. 80 overall there later. Even at 13. Wow. Okay, so that's a real steal there from Buffalo. What do we have available to us here at 31? So I see Quinn Norman there, medium top 4. Calle Johansson, maybe medium elite, I doubt it. But another good defender we could get in the pipeline. A couple of goalies there that I'm guessing are probably medium elite. I don't know. I kind of want to go for Johansson here. He is a auto-generated guy, I believe. 2 years out, PK Subban comparison. Let's take a shot on the defender here. Medium top 4, 67 overall. That's actually not too bad. OFD with only 2 points. Let's continue on here to pick number 89. So what do we have available to us here in the third round? So Platt there, maybe medium top 4. Keep a note of that. Maybe medium franchise goalie. We can get him probably with the next pick. But maybe let's just go take a chance on Plot there. Another defender. Could be medium top 4. Only medium top 6. Not great, but at the end of the third, it's not horrible. Going to the fourth round, let's go take that potential medium franchise goaltender. I'm guessing it'll be medium elite. Declan Fratton here. Medium elite, 51 overall. It's his age. He is 19. Not the best pick. Could be good trade value for us in the future. Going to pick 131, just a few picks later. Is there anything else here of interest later in the draft? Sorting by potential. No guaranteed medium elites, anything like that. Do have a few low elites. Pitola here. Honestly, let's take a shot on him. Supposed to go soon. 60 overall sniper, low elite. It's a great pick. Don't have another one. Honestly, this could be a good place to maybe move the expiring rights to a Trevor Moore. Try and get like a 7th round pick for him. Take Costi there, low elite guaranteed. We'll go in the 7th. Let's see if there's any interest from any teams there. So I don't need any of these top picks. Columbus. Honestly, let's go to Minnesota. Team that bested us in the final. Will you guys take the UFA rights to Trevor Moore, wherever he is, for a 7th? 87 overall, pending UFA, trade accepted. Beautiful. Let's go and take that low elite guy with the last pick for our NHL entry draft and see what he is. So going and sorting by potential once again. Costi out of the US development system. He is low elite, 66 overall sniper. That's a really good pick. He is 19, but for a 7th rounder. But for a 7th, that's a great pick. It could be an absolute steal down the road. But really good draft class for us here. Schultz, Johansson, Fratton. There's a lot of guys who could play for us out of this NHL draft class. So let's just continue on here. Go to the re-sign stage. Oh, I have some scouts to deal with. Let me take care of that off screen, and I will come back to you guys when we look to go into the re-sign stage. Alright, so the scouts have all been dealt with. Let's go and see what we're going to do here in the re-sign phase. So all expiring. Goaltending. Tristan Jarry. At this point, 82, 33 years of age. Definitely didn't play great for us in the limited appearances. I think unfortunately it is time to cut ties with Jarry. Been a great Penguin his whole career. Thank you for your service, but we will be cutting you loose. Comrie at this point maybe as a third goalie. AHL depth. He had that really good run for us a couple of years ago there. Would technically be our fourth goalie. Honestly, I'm fine with it. If he doesn't play, that's fine. If he does, that's cool as well. 1 year, 800K, we'll see what he says to that. Defensively, going to all expiring. Gabrikov, I'm going to hold off on him for now. Carlson, I think we're just going to end up cutting, unfortunately. Yeah, it wants 5.5 on a 1 year. Definitely would release Erik Karlsson, unfortunately. Another guy, came to this team late in his career, played great for us in a few good runs. Then a lot of the remaining defensemen here, just guys that we can kind of pick up in free agency, kind of replacement level players. This guy here, Peltila, I don't even know how to say that. I can re-sign him. Beliveau, give him a deal for the AHL. There's a few of these guys that'll stick around. They'll just be depth options, nothing too crazy, and then the remaining guys will just re-sign in free agency if needed. We'll see what is available. Romaine at 24.68, definitely going to cut you loose. Then 2 prospects. Baldwin will definitely give him his ELC. Kulikov, low 6, 21. I don't think we need him at this point. So Gabrikov, just out of curiosity, what do you want? $3 million bucks. He wants a 2 year. He wants a no move clause. Okay, we'll come back to him for now. So Ilyan on the forward core. What would he be looking for? I want to go longer term because he's going to get a lot of ice time. But looking at his production the last few years, last year was a down year, it was a dud. 36 points, 48 the year before was really good. So, like, I don't know, it's tough. I'll wait on him for the moment. Beckman can go, Clark can go, Lucius honestly might get a chance of being a depth forward, we'll see. Keep him around. Malkin, obviously we're keeping him. Been a member of the Penguins his whole career, wants a 2-year deal. I don't care, we can bury him at the worst. Accepts that offer. Continuing on here, Plant, we can definitely give him a deal. Podmarov, he's been a pretty good depth option for us past few years. We'll keep him around. Colangelo, probably get rid of him. Another guy we're going to release here, Adam Henrique. He's been around the past few years, but fallen off at this point. Sam Poulin, maybe bring him back later on. Foley can go. Baines can go. Lemieux, 75 at 20. Looks like we got him from the Oilers. We'll definitely be giving him his ELC. Looks like he could be a decent prospect. Yarventi, yeah, he can stay around for another year, that's fine. Then 2 unsigned guys, Pavo and Fluggins. Definitely give both of those guys their ELCs. Could be okay, we'll have to see. So now that is all taken care of. So we just have 2 guys left, Ilyan and Gabrikov. What do we want to do with these 2? So the only reason I want to keep Gabrikov is if we go 2 defensemen. We have Lindgren, we have Pickering. That's it. It's very, very weak. We're going to have to sign quite a few guys on the defensive core. So I don't mind keeping Gabrikov around. Could maybe look to move him for pick some prospects at the deadline. I'm willing to overpay. Definitely not a no move, but I'll give you a no trade. We'll even go like 20 teams. And can we just overpay you? Give you like, I don't know, 3.8, 4 million? Interest is up there. We'll see what he says. I don't know. 4 million bucks, even 24 teams. Get that interest even higher. We'll see what you say to that. Then Ilyan. Again, I want to get him locked up. He's going to be playing top 6 consistently this year. Let's see here. So what is he going to want for money? So 1 year he has no interest, 6 years. That's kind of what I would be looking at. I'm not giving you a no trade. I'll give you no move. I'll give you a modified no trade. How much money would we have to pay out here? 85 overall, medium top 6 potential. Like, could we do like a 6x6? How does that even look? Like, it's not even that great for interest. 20 team, no move. I don't know. I don't know if I love it. We'll see what he says. If he says no, then we'll probably just go with the bridge deal. So we'll have a few scouts here signing back on. There's only, I believe, 4 that ended up having to be re-signed this year. Eric Comrie says no. Okay, doesn't match the duration. Gabrikov is sticking on. Okay, so we have 3 defenders. And Ilian says no. Okay. So we're just going to probably go the bridge offer with him. I think 2 years keeps him as an RFA, which is nice. Which it says it does. Can we maybe bring the money down a little bit? Go 3.25. Interest is still up there. No interest really in a 1 year. Honestly, I'm fine, I think, with doing the 2 year and just kind of seeing where he's at that point. We'll see what he says. So continue on, more scouts. And Ilian says yes to the 2 year extension with the team. So I believe that is everything that we had to do here. Everyone is signed up. Comrie, we're just going to release you. You didn't want to stay around. I think we're ready to more or less just jump into free agency. Very interested to see what is available and what can be added to this team. So this is what I kind of have the team looking like next season. So we need a few things for sure. Top line center, second line winger, third line winger, fourth line winger, top pairing defender, and then 2 bottom pairing defensemen. So we have quite a few holes that we have to fill here in free agency. And you may notice there is one guy missing from this roster. There is a good reason for that. Let me get into that here. And that is Brandon Hagel. So again, he fits a really good contending team. He has a great contract. He has no clause. We can do whatever we would like with him. But at this point, does he want to play on a team who's maybe not going to be going all the way? He's 29 years of age. He's still in his prime. He did fantastic with us. 53 points in 62 games. He was outstanding. But I think we have to look and see what we can get for his value. If we can bring something in, some good prospects, some good picks, I think that deal is worth it. So outside of that, there's nothing else too crazy that I want to really unload. So I'm going to go take a look and see what's out there for Brandon Hagel, and I will come back to you guys if I find something that makes sense. Alright, we're back, and we have a potential Brandon Hagel trade here to deal with. So we know again what he is. Fantastic player for us, great contract, still somewhat young, but we're looking to get Koivunen in here. Defenseman from Colorado, medium elite at 78 overall. He was just drafted, he's 19 years of age, was a late pick from the Avs, and I think could be a big part of this future blue line. So I think this also makes sense. The Avs are a buyer. If you go to their forward core, you sort by overall here. You still have McKinnon, you still have Rantanen, they're still in their contending phase. And I think a Hagel could fit very, very nicely in their top 6. Where Koivunen might be a year or 2 away still. So Colorado, what do you guys say to this trade? Still trade rejected. Okay, that's fair. Is there anything small that we can add to this deal to push it through? So skater-wise, is there anything we want to really part with here? Nothing there really on the forward core, I think that's going to get it over the needle. Defenseman-wise, or I don't know. Rookie skaters just in general. Is there any defenders we want to move? I don't think so. Like Johansson there, we want to keep the 2 low elite guys. Plot's definitely not going to get it done. Murashevov there, honestly, 81 overall, medium starter. He's kind of stuck behind some guys. I kind of want to hold on to our 2 medium elite prospects, like Fradden and Byrne. Honestly, let's try, I think he has too much value. Yeah, let's try it here. 81 overall, he's just going to be buried. He's been playing in the AHL, been playing good. I think that might make some sense to throw in here. So they're getting a young goalie back. Probably going to be a backup, could maybe be a starter. Still too far off. Can we throw in a late pick? I think that's all I'm kind of willing to do here. Maybe a 5th? What do you guys say? Colorado, what do you say to a 5th? Trade accepted. So Brandon Hagel is off to the Colorado Avalanche, but we get a very, very, very good prospect back in return. And on the blue line, which is where we really need some help. Alright, so before we jump into free agency, let's offer up some contract extensions. Martone, you're really the face of this franchise at this point. I want to get you locked up for as long term as possible. So 8 years, would you take like 9.85, keep it under 10 mil? We have a ton of money to work with, 72 million in extension dollars, 52 just normal for this year. Marco Rossi, honestly as a second line center, maybe first line center, probably second line. I wouldn't mind keeping hold of you. You're not asking for a ton. If I can get you for under 5 million for 4 years, definitely a very movable deal. I'll see what he says to that. And then outside of that, is there anything we want to do? Maybe Koivunen? What would you be looking at? 3.6? Yeah, I think we might wait on him for now. But outside of that, I think we're looking good. Goaltending wise, no goalies really need extensions. Okay, so that's all taken care of. What do we have in free agency? Oh boy, we have Quinn Hughes, Jason Robertson, and Noah Dobson. So some huge names available. Okay, so let's just start with the forward core. So we need a center. What is available? So it's not amazing. Kirby Dach, 86 overall, 27. So 27, it still fits the window somewhat. If we're looking to kind of be a retooling team that maybe can win some games, it works. Honestly, Connor McMichael too. That's very interesting. 6 years, wants less money. Bros there, a guy that we ended up trading. I guess he ended up getting dropped by whatever team he was on. So Dach, okay, so he wants 7 million compared to McMichael wants about 6. He had 48 points with the Capitals last year, was a minus 14. I think he could be a pretty good top line, maybe middle six center. He is a two-way compared to Dach, who's a playmaker, which kind of makes him stand out to me. And he fits that age window. Outside of that, unfortunately, it drops off pretty quick. So let's go with Connor McMichael here. Let's just kind of see what he says to one of our deals. You also have Barrett Hayden there, but I think McMichael makes a little bit more sense for this team. So 6 years, let's maybe try 5 years. We'll give you some kind of trade clause here. We'll love giving out those modified no trade. Definitely a little bit more expensive than I was hoping, but we have so much money. We have to spend some of it here. So 6.5 by 5, maybe? Like, the organization's not great, but I don't know. We'll see what he says. He didn't hate the offer of it, so we'll see. Okay, so there's our first line, second line / center taken care of. What else do we have available here? UFA. So I'm looking for a second line winger. Ooh, Capo Caco, 85 overall, 27, so still somewhat young. Definitely a bit of a reclamation project. Not getting a ton of time here on the Rangers. And he's not looking for a ton of money or a ton of years. I wouldn't mind even maybe going an extra year, see if we can get him a little bit cheaper. And trying to turn his career around. Maybe giving him top 6, if not for sure. Top 9 ice time and some power play. So he really does like getting more years. Obviously not going to give him a full no trade. Maybe 4 teams. Can we get that interest there? $3 million bucks, maybe 3.15. 4 team no trade clause. We'll see what Capo Caco says to that. Could be a good depth winger. Then one more guy here. Anyone else that stands out? Nothing too crazy yet. Just needs to be a guy that can play third line ice. Doesn't have to have the biggest role. Saiplikov honestly might be okay. Again, he's cheap. He had played limited ice time and he put up okay production, honestly. 14 goals, 27 points. Is a guy that's going to play third line. Honestly, I don't know. Worst comes to worst, we just bury it, throw him in the AHL. 2 years, 1.1. And boom, there you go. Saiplikov, good for the third line. So forward core, I think, is taken care of for now. Defense. I'm going to stay away from Hughes, Dobson at this point. What's interesting to me is Alexander Nikishin. 2 years younger, and I always see him just sim phenomenally. So 89 overall. On Carolina, put up some good points, not the best plus minus. But I'm definitely interested in him here. If there's any defender we're going to go after, it's going to be him. So let's go into the negotiations. Let's try the charm. Fail, unfortunately. So okay, let's just go to contract. Let's just get down to business. 6 years, I'm totally fine with 6 years. Again, we have a ton of money. I'm willing to give it to him. So 11,725, I'm good with that. I don't need to negotiate the money. I'm fine with your terms. Let's go to clauses. And we will definitely give you a full no move. You're going to be our rock on the defense, maybe beside of that younger guy that we picked up, Koivunen. So we will give him a full no move. New topic. No, yeah. Full no move for the full 6 years. So I think he likes that. And then, yeah, I guess we can just end the conversation here. And we'll see what he has to say. So I think that would be a huge move getting him on the defensive core. I think it would definitely speed up this rebuild / retool. Did it send him the offer? For some reason I don't think it did. I don't know what this conversation system, I'm not a fan of it, to be honest. Well, up to money. Same thing. No move. We'll see what you say, Alexander Nikishin. Outside of that, we just need a few more guys to fill out, kind of the bottom pairing / maybe middle pairing defenders. So Nolan Allen is interesting. 83 at 25, somehow is in UFA. Broberg also interesting here. 3-year deal. So I don't hate it. He's only 27. Could be a guy we flip. Could be a guy we use. Definitely play some good minutes for this team. Contract's not really going up. I think we'll have to go 3 years, but obviously no clauses. You know, we'll see what Broberg says to that. See if we can bring him on. White Cloud, Allen, definitely interesting names to me. Is there anything further down? Jobs 1080, not really. Probably only need one more guy. I don't know. White Cloud's the cheaper option, but Allen is a lot younger. I don't know how he's a UFA, that's interesting. So if we want 1 year, he wants less money. I'm honestly willing to overpay him, give him like $4 million on a 1 year. Contract's up there. You know, we'll see what he says. Takes it, he takes it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. And there's all our deals. Let's advance a few days and see who accepts. So going to a few days. Allen says no, goes to the Oilers. That's okay. Rossi extends with our team. That's great. Capo Caco joins the team. Welcome into Pittsburgh. Philip Broberg, same thing with you. Connor McMichael goes to New York. Okay. Wasn't meant to be, but Porter Martone. There we go. Future and current face of this franchise. And no, Nikishin. That one does hurt. Losing him to the Minnesota Wild of all teams. Okay, so some good and some bad news from those signings. What is left available here? Defensively, it is nothing. Where did Quinn Hughes sign? I'm curious. Defensively signed, he got over $20 million from the Tampa Bay Lightning for 7 years. That's insane. Contracts are just getting crazy at this point. Okay, so defensively, we still need someone. Some options out here for sure. Let's just go by UFA. It's probably going to be Zach Whitecloud. Could be a good bottom pairing guy. Could ship him out later years. Accepts the deal right away. Okay, so defensively I think we're fine. And then forward-wise, we still need a centerman here. And honestly, maybe it's time for Kirby Dach. His demand has come down from, what, 7.5 to now 6? Definitely probably one of the better UFA centers out here. Kirby Dach, let's see. Let's offer him a deal and see what he says. So he wants 4 years, which I'm fine with. Takes him to 31. Give him a little bit more money, extra couple $100K, and we can give you some kind of clause as well. I know your interest in the organization isn't super high. We'll see if that is enough to get this deal done. Continuing a few days, can we get Kirby Dach to join the team? And boom, there we go. Welcome to Pittsburgh, Kirby Dach. There is our first/second line center to pair with Marco Rossi for the next few seasons. So overall, I think that's going to really do it for free agency in this episode. I'm going to sign some guys just that are good for two-way, some depth, and yeah, I will cut back to you guys when this roster is set in the NHL preseason. Alright, so we are back here at preseason here with the Penguins, and I honestly don't hate the look of this team. Looking at everything, Callahan, Rossi, Martone is your top line. Rossi is going to be the first line center as Dach gives it just a 0, so we'll just leave it for there. So Kakko, Dach, Ilyin is the second line. Honestly, not too bad. I think that could be pretty solid having all those guys. Koivunen, Crosby, Cyclikov on the third, Appleton, Malkin, and Ponomarov on the fourth. Defensively, Lindgren and Pickering, definitely a little bit weaker, but it's alright. You have Broberg and Koivunen, who grew to an 82. He's 19 years of age still. Great deal for us. And then Gavrikov and Whitecloud on the bottom pairing. Defense is definitely going to be weak for us. Blomqvist and Ivan Kovic still in the net for us this season. So I think we are definitely going to be falling down the standings a bit. I don't think this team has it in itself to make the playoffs, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's get through this preseason quick, and then we'll call a wrap for today's video. And then obviously the next one, we'll see how this team performs in the first half of this next season. So far in the preseason, 1 game left to go, we finish with a record of 4-2-1. So guys actually did not too bad in the preseason. Take a quick look at some of these stats here and see how some of these new guys performed. So Ilyin leading the way, 8 points. That's really, really good. Crosby at 7, Martone 5. Honestly, that's not bad. Koivunen with 4. Kakko a -6. That's not great to see. Did have 4 points though. Kirby Dach -8. We definitely need better from him. His only preseason. And goaltending, Blomqvist played all the games, 922 save, and played it very, very well for himself. But I think overall that is going to do it for today's video. Episode 15 of our Penguins franchise mode, definitely in the next stage of this organization's history. We're looking to move on from that Crosby, Malkin, Letang trio that has dominated Pittsburgh for all these years. Hopefully this next core can take them into a bright space in the future. But that will do it for today's video. I will see you all in the next one.